Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Happy Friday, or as I like to say, Fry, yay! Wrigley is actually home today because they had parent-teacher conferences this week. So they're catching up and doing those, I think, today. So no school for him. Boston is at school, though. So hopefully he won't come in and out of here. I asked him if he wanted to be on the live, and he said no. So that's up to him. He didn't want to, so hopefully he'll entertain himself for a few minutes. But you may notice we are at a new time right now, or an earlier time than normal, because I do have to drop Wrigley off at a friend's house at 12:30 my time. We're now at 10:30 my time, so that gives us about 2 hours to be able to have our live stream and not have any interruptions. But my thought on that is, if for some reason we have so many donations or anything that I need to stop the live, take him, it's literally less than 5 minutes from my house, come right back, start a new live stream, I can totally do that. I just wanted to, make it a little earlier. That way, if I could fit all the donations in that 2 hour time, which normally I can, we would have some time to play with. So, yes, but other than that, I don't have anything else going on until I have to. Well, I don't even have to pick him up. She's going to drop him off. And then he has a basketball camp tonight that I believe my husband's taking him to. So I have kind of an open day. I do have to pick Boston up from school at his normal time, but yeah, no driver's ed tonight. So I'm like, oh, it's actually a kind of a chill day as far as all the running around that I need to do or normally do. So I thought it's been a minute since we've done a free one card pull. So we're going to be doing the animal apothecary cards. I grabbed these yesterday out of the closet, and I thought, why not? Or not yesterday, Wednesday during the live stream for Florence's question, I do believe it was. And I thought, why not use them for today's one card pull? So that's what we're going to do. So we have Linda here. Hello, Canary. I wasn't sure if everybody would be alerted or what would go on, because we're going live a little bit earlier than normal. So those who are just like anticipating, okay, she's live at 11, I have time. Apologies to you guys. It was kind of a last minute thing. I think it wasn't until 9:30, about an hour ago, that his friend's mom texted me to just say, hey, does Wrigley want to play since they don't have school today? Hey, that rhymed. Hey, play today. Anywho, oh, you did receive an alert, and glad I was alerted. Oh, goody, yay. Good. I'm glad that YouTube is holding up its end of the deal, at least alerting some people that we are live today. So we're going to start. Yes, we're going to start with our probably about the 5-minute mark. That way, hopefully those notifications will go out to Notification Squad and they will not miss our one card pull time frame, which I like to devote about 20 minutes or so of that, or to that, I should say. And then we do have one donation, well, 2 donations that have already come in from my mom. She has some questions she wants to know. And then anyone else that's looking to donate, you can donate between now and whenever it is we're wrapping up, and we can take care of your question here before the weekend. All right, so we have Linda here. Hello, Canary 002. Hello, Florence is here. Hello, ladies. Amanda F is here as well. And I can't remember, did I timestamp your guys' readings? I hope I did. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I follow through. I think I timestamped, for sure I timestamped the orb, like the elemental that I caught. It was coming from this like section of the window, and it looked like almost like a feather, or like an elongated, some sort of like insect or something. It was really cool, just bright white light. But I tuned in, and it was actually a water sprite that followed me home from my photos the other night at Kelly Island. So it's already gone. It left. So apparently it just wanted to see what was going on around here, I guess. My dog was like very much attentive to the fact there was a water sprite in our house. So that was really cool. Really kind of a different thing. Not to say I don't think I've felt something like that happen before. It has, but not with actual photo evidence. So that was really cool. So if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, if you go to the last I think it was at 1, or I can't remember what the timestamp was. Let me try to pull it up and see if I can find that for you guys. If you want to see what the heck I'm talking about, we caught it on camera at the very excuse me with the noise there. It was like 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 56 seconds. That'll give you a few seconds before it actually comes on screen so you can be looking. So on your screen, it would be kind of the top to middle right side of the screen, like extreme right of the screen. You'll see this little edge of the window, maybe slightly more like that. Was visible on that live stream. And it kind of comes in from up here and you kind of see it kind of come down like in this region of that video if you want to check out what we're talking about. So yeah, the auroras the following night after Wednesday's live stream, so Wednesday evening, were kind of wah as far as where I'm at. Not to say there weren't any, but the peak of it was actually kind of early in the evening, and that was all she wrote, really. This was at 6:55 p.m. just from my doorstep. Again, no editing. This is just how I saw it. It was slightly less than this with the naked eye, and this just enhanced it a bit. The lighting is much better today because I have the overhead light on, and I don't know why that never occurs to me to just maybe turn an overhead light on in here. Because normally I'm dealing with my studio lights, but they are out there. Here's another one. Oh gosh, we're still getting the reflection of the screen in the screen, but yeah, I mean, it's still cool and it's still pretty, but just much more subtle. And then it was really coming out with the greens there, but it was pretty overcast as well. So, and this is probably the best photo I got on Wednesday night. And I looked last night because they were saying there might be some last night. I didn't see anything from my camera, my naked eye, none of it. I didn't see anything. But they're saying once again tonight there might be some. And this was just, I'm just taking kind of pictures just to see if I could sense anything in the sky. Oh gosh, sorry about the lighting here. Maybe if I do this and turn down the brightness, that might help. I don't know. No, I think that actually made it worse. I don't know. But I loved this picture. It was just kind of the night sky with some stars and clouds and all the fun things. But I just like the contrast of like my house, the neighbor's tree, and the blue sky. I just thought it was pretty. Yeah, so nothing real exciting to report that's anything near what we had on Tuesday night, which looked, if you missed it, a little something like that in my area. Holy cow. And again, this is not edited. I don't want to enhance it any more than it really is because I like remembering it how I actually saw it rather than, ooh, this overly enhanced version of something that never really happened, if you take it that way. And this was looking directly up, and you get just the peak part of my roof on Tuesday night. Just the amount of stars you could see, even with the light pollution, I was still able to get, and you almost were seeing these kind of, maybe, kind of almost feathery, kind of wing-like lights kind of through here. Yeah, and I took a photo because I had to show you guys. It was not my photo, but I saw it online of someone who was out in the woods, in Montana, and as they were doing their, photography for this, a moose walked into their line of sight, and I just thought it almost looks fake. It's so perfectly beautiful. I mean, can you even? And again, sorry for the glare, but words just can't describe how beautiful that is. And then there were 2 photos they posted, but I was just like in absolute awe of the beauty, the majestic beauty of it all. You got the snow-capped mountains in the background and just like, oh, stunning. But this person was like way up in altitude, way up in the mountains, for sure. Because we don't have snow. We do have snow kind of capped on the mountains here, but not in the lower altitude. So this person was well up in the wildlife, but absolutely stunning. And of course, they use the big kid camera to really get the details. And I'll just kind of zoom in so you can see just how beautiful. Like, I can't with how pretty that is. I almost want to set that as my like screensaver background, even though I didn't take it. I just think it's so pretty. Just absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. I have things to get to, and here I am just hemming and hawing about a beautiful picture. Linda thought it was gorgeous. Awesome. Yeah, we've more than passed that 5-minute mark. So if you are here, put a 444 in the chat and we will get a message for you, free 1-card pull. And we will get those readings done. And whenever it is that we run out of those readings, I will, because I don't anticipate, again, that there's going to be a whole lot of people here, even for the free 1-card pull today, because we are at a different time and scheduling and fun things. But whenever it is I see we're slowing down on that, I don't see any additional 444s. If it's before the 20-minute mark, we might as well just jump into the donations. And then if someone does come in and we still have a few minutes remaining on that timer, we can kind of apply it later on, if that makes sense. If we need to. Okay, so here we go. We're at basically 11 minutes in, so here we go. Linda, let's get Linda a message. What Linda needs to know right now in alignment with her true spirit. What does Linda need to know right now? Okay, here it's turning. Ooh, we have immense growth, and we have the like nautilus shell of, oh gosh, is it pi? Like 314, 3.14, whatever those numbers are that determine that. I can't remember, but there's something about incremental growth coming in. And this is, we have a vulture, maybe potentially a turkey vulture specifically. I'm seeing the little thing on the beak there. And these usually are like opportunistic birds. They will, like the carrion birds, they will feed on something that's dead. So it's almost like, Linda, you are taking just these old versions or these old limiting beliefs, these just old things that just aren't serving you anymore, and kind of feeding on the energy of the old, dead, and past to act as like this fertile ground to plant these new seeds or to burst forth from the soil with something very new and exciting. It doesn't have to be fully new and exciting though, because this does feel like something you've already been working on, but there's like breakthrough energy using the past, almost like what I'm seeing now too also is like a leaf, leaves that are shed from a tree. Most people will go in and try to rake them up and make their yard look nice, even in the winter. I always leave them because not only do they provide a really nice insulated home for all the little microbiome and bacteria and insects and little critters that need that to hibernate or to kind of lay low during the winter, but then those leaves will start to break down, the worms and the other insects and stuff, microorganisms, the microbiology of it all, will start to break all of that down and create vital nutrients for the tree's next full season of growth. So that's what I'm seeing with this past energy that you're shedding. You're using that as nutrients for your next glow up here, Linda. So that's really beautiful. All right, up next, we had, oh, good morning. We had a fun morning. I had to chase my dog down that got loose. My fault. Then one of my in-laws' dogs got loose today. Just one of those days. Glad to catch. Oh no, I'm so sorry about that, Iron Bear. Yeah, our neighbor, her dog got off. He had the leash was attached. Like she'll just take him out on his leash to let him out, 5-6 times a day usually. And one day this last weekend, he got off the leash, and then we went looking for him, but he came right back. So it wasn't like our dog Walter back in the day before, he's long past now since 2023, but when he would get out, he would make a game of like running away from us. Like he thought it was so funny. And it's like the second you like would turn your back and ignore him, he'd come running back to you like, oh, just kidding. So we kind of learned his tricks and realized that if we, get our car down wherever it is that he's run off to and just open the door and like, let's go. Like he'd run into the car. Like that was our little life hack with him specifically. I'm glad you got the dog back though. That's good. Yeah, just one of those days, right? All right, Canary, let's get into your reading. Anything else you need to know, Canary, in alignment with your true spirit? And we have here transformation. This feels like very much collective energies that have gone on already between Linda's reading and now Canary's reading, but there is this sense of transformation. We have a phoenix kind of, rising from, it almost looks like a rainbow here, but it's almost like you're alchemizing or transmuting your human aspect, or allowing your human aspect to hold more light of your spiritual aspect is really what's coming through here. So there may be even some transformations, Canary, that you're looking to make in your life around your home, for your body, and any transformations that you've kind of started working on or are thinking about getting into starting for yourself, I see turning out very successful. And something that you may have had some false starts with, like, no, now's the time. I'm going to go on that weight loss journey, or I'm going to start that new business, or, whatever the case may be specifically for you. Maybe it's all of the above, or maybe it's something in between. But whatever it is, you may have had some false starts on this transformation, like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And then you kind of run out of steam, or life happens, something's going on, and your energy is rerouted or redirected somewhere else, or it's just not very much fun. But this time, I see this inspiration or motivation is starting to, even if you don't feel it at first, just you getting started, taking those first few steps, you're going to start to gain that momentum. And this transformation will finally take place for you, especially if you are pouring a lot of effort and focus into it. This is the nurturing number 42, which adds up to a 6. It's a very nurturing energy, nurturing who you are, nurturing the changes, the transformations that you're looking to do. And a nurturing energy, it's very 7 of Pentacles energy. It's not fast-paced, overnight success. It's very much putting in the time, the effort, day after day after day, and eventually you'll start to see those cumulative results, Canary. All right, let's get into Florence's but her reading, I should say. All right, for Florence, it's already wanting to come out. Here it is. And we have inner conflict resolution. And once again, we kind of have a phoenix-looking bird here, or maybe even a griffin. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I'm wanting to look up a griffin because I specifically heard griffin for you. Let's just see. Griffin. Mythology. I don't know. It's kind of more weirdly like a lion with a body and wings. So even though that specifically here is not a griffin, I heard griffin when I looked at that. So phoenix energy, griffin energy, maybe even just looking into what that is, Florence, or looking at the symbolism or the mythology behind it, because it's very important. And then we also have the symbolism of the snake. And now my nose is very, very itchy. We were talking about that on the last live stream, when people like touch their nose while they're talking to you, like it says they're being deceptive or something, but my nose is literally itching, which I attribute to being good luck. So there's like good luck coming in. But the snake here specifically, if you look at the tail sticking straight up, and it's like a rattlesnake, and it's like it's like coiled, ready to strike. And I don't see this as a bad thing. I actually see this as you ready to knock down that inner conflict, or just limiting beliefs, or lack mentality that may come up, where you're like, oh, I would do that, but ... and then putting, or I would love to do this thing, but, or I would love to, look like this, but you're resolving those inner conflicts. It's almost like you're cutting them off at the pass. Like your consciousness is like primed and ready to strike anytime that negative thought comes up. Not that needs to strike and attack the negative thought. It's not even like that. It's just more being aware, like hyper aware of the fact that there is this negative thought taking place. And the fact that you're actually aware and observing the negative thought means that you're not being swayed or persuaded, or coaxed by this thought to believe what this negative thought is saying. And so it's almost like you're hyper vigilant, but not in a way that is creating this almost fight or flight energy. It's actually very peaceful kind of energy, where you're calling yourself out on your own BS. And technically it's not even your own BS. It's just working through your thought process. Because as these spiritual beings having this human experience, 99.99999% of the negativity that runs through the filter of our mind or through our thoughts, that's not us personally thinking that. A lot of it is programming that has been subconsciously implanted through society, through culture, through, just past life stuff that's, accumulated, and just being in this matrix system. But that does not mean it's us. It is not ours to carry, yet we are carrying it. But it does look to me, Florence, like you are deciding to really expand your horizons as far as saying, not today, Satan, not today, negative thoughts. Hey, Versha. Yes, we did start early, and apologies. I wanted to get a message out, but I got kind of a last minute text from one of Wrigley's friends that he uh, wanted to have him over. He couldn't have him over till after about noon, so about 12:30, I'm gonna go drop him off. So I wanted to start a little bit early so we could have time to, and we have till about 31 minutes into the live stream for the free readings, and then we'll get into the the donation readings, which we have 2 donations already come in from my mom today. So but if we have so many donations that I need to stop the live stream, take him to his friends, come back, start a new live stream, I'm totally down with that. It's just I have to, at a specific time, 12:30 my time, drop him off, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get Amanda her card. Anything else Amanda needs to know in alignment with her true spirit? Anything coming through? Anything at all? We have, ooh, interesting. I'm shuffling it upside down, but there's a reason, so we're going to take it. You are what you think. Well, it was in reverse, and it's kind of piggybacking on Florence's reading here, Amanda, of a lot of what you're thinking isn't even you. So I love how today's readings are just kind of basically one extended reading of each. So if other people's readings today are really resonating with you, just take it as one long extended reading today. I give you permission to claim other people's readings because it does not diminish the reading they're getting, if that makes sense. But so basically what the saying is, you are not what you think. Unless it is your true spirit coming forward to say, I am amazing, I can accomplish great things, whatever those cases may be, absolutely. But when it comes to the negative patterns, the negative thoughts, Amanda, you are not what you think. You are not the father of those negative thoughts, Maury Povich. Remember that from back in the day? But I'm really seeing this as like a sun symbolism. And those of you that have gotten a card today, you may want to look at the symbolism of whatever animal, insect, bird, whatever it is that's been on your card. Just for some further homework, if you want to look into the symbolism of, for Amanda's case, a flamingo. The griffin kind of energy, phoenix energy that we got in the other, for I think it was canary, or was that Florence? No, I think it was canary. And then the snake symbolism as well. Yeah, look those up if you guys feel so inclined to have a little additional guidance today. But what I'm hearing is just this uniqueness, because to me, flamingos are very unique. And it's funny because I actually know how they get their color, because I used to have sea monkeys. You guys know what those are? They're basically a type of brine shrimp, very small little brine shrimp. And the algae that they eat is like a red algae in their like natural habitat. So it kind of turns them pink. And then the flamingos will eat those brine shrimp, and then they turn pink as a result of their diet, basically. So I'm hearing you are what you eat. You are what you think, you are what you eat. So not that you are what you think, especially when it's negative, Amanda. It's more of you are what you think when it's positive or coming from spirit. But I'm hearing you are what you eat. So there may be some food changes or dietary changes, or just getting more into alignment with what you're consuming all around, with your eyes, with your mouth, with your body. What is it you're consuming? What is it you're applying to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, that is enhancing or taking away from your life? And just kind of asking these questions. And then we have the number 20. So I don't know if that's relevant, or, number 2 plus 0 adds up to 2, a number of partnership. All right. Hey, let's get Hey a card. All right. Yeah, I do swear they do it on purpose too, Iron Bear. Hilarious. All right. Marlene, you have the abundance card. And this is very much speaking of like it's kind of like that. It reminds me of like the visible light spectrum, but I also heard electromagnetic field. And it's more like the donut of the toroidal field, that the heart pump generator generates this toroidal field or electromagnetic field around us. But what I'm seeing is you making shifts and changes on the outside. You're going to start to see that reflected outside. And then we have this whale symbolism. And I don't know what kind of whale that is specifically. Is it like a white whale? I know there's like a great white shark, but let me just see. White whale. That's what's coming into my mind's eye. White whale. Okay, so beluga would be the white whale, I guess. Oh, and it was the whale type of whale in Moby Dick. The book Moby Dick. So I think. Let's see. It could be a beluga or yeah, I think they're referring to the white whale in Moby Dick. So, but it shows that they're extremely rare. because it also could be like an albino humpback. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It's like an albino version of like a gray or a humpback whale. So there's like this almost like anomaly, or you call it like a genetic mutation or something, but it's like an anomaly to the natural way that things are. And as we all know here, the way that they've got this world and they've messed with our DNA and probably other animals and food seeds DNA and stuff, um the anomaly may be a return to an original type, phenotype, prototype. I don't know the right wording here. Phenotype is coming up. Let me just see what that means, because sometimes words come and I don't know. If I remember, like phenotype is a type of classification, but let's just see. Phenotype meaning. Okay, so yeah, set of observable characteristics of an individual resulting from the interaction of its genotype with the environment. Okay. So observable characteristics like the physical traits would, red hair would be a phenotype, if that makes sense. But there's some sort of mutation as far as energetically speaking that's going on for you currently, hey, aka Marlene, that is bringing more abundance in. So this may even be you daydreaming or just saying, screw that, I'm not limiting my belief on this. Like, what if I could have everything I wanted? What if this could look different? What if this could be much more fitting to the life that I want to live? Or, whatever the case may be. Because even just you playing with some daydreaming energy or making some sort of vision board, something to remind you that life doesn't have to be the way it's always been. Yeah, because it's like closing out a cycle so you can start something new, something fresh, something really exciting. All right, let's get into it. We have Versha next. Get Versha's card. Anything Versha needs to know in alignment with her true spirit at this time. And we have You Are About to Shine. And I think that's an armadillo. And they normally have this really hard protective shell and armor because the inside of them is very, very vulnerable, very, very soft. But they live, they have this shell to adapt to their extreme environment. And this is just kind of giving, paying homage, I guess, to the fact that you're living in kind of an extremely toxic home environment with the masculine in your home, to where you've had to almost develop this tough exterior, tough outer shell to protect you. But this is showing that you are about to shine. You're about to expand this light so much, and have been, and you're working on being able to expand this light so much for yourself that harder shell isn't going to be necessary or needed into the future. We also have the number 26 here, which adds up to an 8, which is about taking action. It's about financial abundance coming in. It's about this sense of purpose behind the actions that you're taking as well. So, and I just heard like this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, from like the Bible school songs. But this really is about not, hiding yourself away, or, dimming your light, or, making yourself smaller, all these ways where we kind of try to implode within ourselves to make life feel more bearable in the circumstance, in the home life, in the relationships, or whatever that we may be in that are just not great for us or not a good resonance for us, that we will find like almost like coping mechanisms or survival tactics to be able to maybe not thrive, but at least survive in where we're at. And it does look to me like you're shedding some of this hard exterior that you've had to carry because you just have no more F's left to give, is kind of what this is showing. Is you're just ready to shine that light. Certain people have an issue with that, like that's on them. You're not gonna, you know, allow your mood to dim because their mood is bad right now. Like, there are ways you're finding to just shine your light anyway, regardless of what other people are saying or thinking or doing in your presence. You're just being you, and allowing yourself to be the one to do what you want, regardless of what other people are going to think about it, because they're going to judge you anyway. Like, that's the thing, is they're going to think what they want to think anyway. You might as well win by living in your alignment, living in your light, and who cares what they have to say about it. All right. Let's get one for Kashvi. All right. It already fell out. Almost there. So there may be some sort of breakthrough or just something she's kind of wrapping up, finishing up for a new beginning. But this new beginning is going to bring a lot of stability. We have a double 4 here, 44, very stable energy, very secure energy, just feeling almost a sense of safety where she can kind of let her guard down as well. This really much feels like it's not completely connected to what you have going on, but it's almost like a protective mechanism. And what I'm seeing here almost is like when they take pictures of the sun to show like the solar flares coming off the sun and then like radars, like there's some alignment or okay, collective message downloading through right now through Kashvi's reading. There's gonna be, if you thought what was going on earlier this week with like the auroras and all the geomagnetic frequencies and energies, and they are already saying, you know, like 9 is like the highest it goes, and we were hitting like 8.7, 8.8 in certain areas with that scale. I'm hearing we haven't seen anything yet. So there may be some sort of, again, kind of, again, going to Marlene's reading about the anomaly coming through that is just unprecedented. Not president, but precedented. Unprecedented. I like that. I like that. Let's all go back to ruling over ourselves. But like the way things are right now, if they just took the government out, like it would be mass pandemonium. It's heart-centered, spirit-centered people that can govern themselves, not the general population of people that are out here now. Because you know, you got to think if we just rip the rug out from under the government right now, like that's crazy talk. But this is about people, again, Kashvi's energy and message, but also collectively bringing your power back and like being a self-governing unit is what I'm hearing. An SGU, self-governing unit. Is that even a thing? I don't know. I just heard it in my awareness, and then I heard the acronym for it. So there it is. Ooh, there was another X4 today. There we go. Oh goodness. Yeah. So for Kashvi, she's almost through a breakthrough or almost ready to close out a cycle. This does feel very much tied to closing out that chapter with grade school, going into middle school, and leaving this kind of toxic school life behind. It's also kind of tied into this. Yeah, I keep saying that. I am staying here by authority of my spirit on earth consciousness. No effort can send me away. There you go. I love it. All right. And Mardell's here. I don't think she saw the message. Hello, my mom. I saw her earlier. Yeah. Oh, another slow day at work for me. Oh, I'm sad about that. Ugh, that makes me frustrated for you. But let's get mom a card, my mom. And then we're going to get into her actual readings that she paid for. And then anyone else looking to donate, which our list is looking like it's just the 2 donations so far. But yeah, let's get into a 1-card pull for Mardell. What she needs to know. Oh, she gets 2 cards apparently. Ooh, interesting. So this came out for Linda earlier. Oh, now my nose is itching again. Good luck coming in. A turkey vulture. I think that's what that is. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know. The beak is giving turkey vibes, but the body's giving vulture vibes. I don't know. But there's some growth. Hopefully, because we were just talking about your work, the number 15 here adds up to a 6, which is about kind of that nurturing energy, right? But we have perception here. So there's a shift or immense growth in the way you even perceive reality that will help kind of unlock some of that subconscious blockage or limiting belief. That's kind of a theme today, if you guys haven't noticed. Being able to finally see something that we haven't been able to see yet. But again, this energy that's coming in, pouring into the planet right now is lifting a lot of those veils of illusion. The alignment with Neptune conjunct Saturn, trined by Jupiter, and there's some other like minor alignments with that, but that alone is like huge. These are really helping us to finally get our heads out of the sand. We got an ostrich here. So 2 bird symbolisms here. And one that flies, and one that, as far as I know, doesn't fly or can't fly very well. I don't think ostriches are like birds of flight at all. But interesting. Now I'm seeing back when Carol and Randy raised those ostriches, and they gave us those ostrich feathers that were just so pretty and so cool. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but there is immense growth here from the way that you perceive reality. And because nothing that we see in our external can be different from what is already going on the internal. But because so many of us have been brainwashed, programmed in this dualistic matrix system, we think, you can't have evil without good or good without evil. You can't have male without female. I mean, there's the duality, the polarity of everything going on this planet. Yeah. Oh, when you think of the beluga whale, I think of the children's song, right, baby beluga, or something like that. I remember my sister used to sing that all the time. I never learned that song outright myself, but my sister, I think, learned it at Girl Scouts. I could be wrong on that, though. It's been a minute since Girl Scouts for her. I was never in Girl Scouts, but she was for, I want to say, at least 2 or 3 years. All right, so your perception is shifting, Mom. I love it. All right. Marlene loved her card. She definitely feels a mutation. I love it. And that's what we want. We want those anomalies, those mutations, those what's another word? Yeah, anomalies, mutations. That's what we're looking for. When you're in an inside down or inside out, upside down, inverted matrix system, to have that anomaly, to have that genetic mutation, like that's what we're looking for here, because the way things have been so suppressed or sequestered or dumbed down, watered down, inverted, like we're ready for some new returning to old, if that makes sense, to return to the original blueprint of things. So many of us can feel something is shaking up, something is happening. All right. Oh, Michelle's getting in. We're about 5 minutes over what I wanted to be, but let's just get Michelle real quick. All right. Here we go for Michelle. All right, no expectations. We have a key. We have some stairs. Interestingly enough, I saw someone on like a stair stepper at the gym. I don't know if that's something you do at the gym, but it's almost what it's showing is like when we're moving, putting one foot in front of the other, right, left, right, left, right, left, especially for females, for women with like spikes in cortisol levels, that tells our brain, I'm okay. I'm moving away from the danger. Even if the danger is my boss yelled at me, or I got an email I don't care to answer, it stressed me out, or I have all these things to do today, but let me go for a walk. Even if the tiger we're running from is just our own stress, taking a walk, especially if you can have a bit of an incline with it, it gives your brain this peace that, oh my gosh, oh, you're at the gym right now. That's so funny. So I'm picturing someone working out, but I know you like to be at the gym. So like maybe that's no real coincidence there that came forward for you, but there's a key or something you're unlocking as you're putting one foot in front of the other, as you're taking steps. So if you're normally someone who will listen to a podcast as you're on a walk or at the gym or whatever, I'm seeing maybe removing distractions of some kind, especially like earphones or something, because there may be some divine information, from your spirit that's coming in that you may miss if you're distracted by listening to a song or a podcast or whatever it is you may listen to while you're working out or walking. Specifically walking, it doesn't feel like this strenuous thing that you're doing, because usually that will take a lot of your focus as you're doing weightlifting or something like that. But this feels like almost like a walk, like a slow, low incline walk, or just like a brisk, nothing jogging or running, but like, below brisk level is there are downloads coming in for you. But the no expectations here, this is just showing that this next chapter, it doesn't have to be the next chapter coming up for you, Michelle, doesn't have to be a repeat kind of slightly leveled up version of something you've already experienced. You can throw all the past, all the expectations of what you would expect, because, okay, this was what happened in the past, so I expect this will be what happened in the future. You can just throw that old playbook away is what this is showing, and having almost no expectation for it having to be like it was before, whatever the case may be in life. You're actually opening yourself up to a world of all sorts of new possibilities. And I'm seeing the 7 of Cups in my mind's eye. So it's almost like you're shifting timelines by having no expectations that things have to be the same. Now, you could have some sort of intention that things are, because expectation and intention are kind of, they're cousins, but not like sibling relationally speaking. They're similar, but not exactly the same. So I'm seeing having intention, but not expectation, especially where the past is concerned. Because a lot of what was going on in the past, you just kind of, and like many of us, like most of us here, we use our past, whether we know it or not, it's usually subconscious, as kind of a tool to predict what's going to happen in our future, or just what we'll settle for, or what we will, we'll only aim this high because in the past when I tried to shoot higher than that, I got blocked somehow. So it's not even a conscious thing that we do. So this is almost like you just saying no. The fact that maybe I injured my back a few years ago, the fact that I felt depression, the fact that this happened or that happened, that doesn't have to come into this next chapter with me, and I can just completely craft something new. Really cool, really cool. I love that. All right. So, that being said, I think we are ready to get into Mardell's questions. Um, so the first was just anything she needs to know about finances. So let's get into that. Mardell's financial future. What does Marnell? I've never called you Marnell before. All right. What does Mardell need to know? Ooh. Uh-oh. I closed something. Hopefully I didn't close my live stream. Oh, there we go. Whew, we're good. Well, there's a new opportunity here. This could be a new client. This could be even like a whole new opportunity or job or idea that you're getting. That's normally, though, the Ace of Swords or Ace of Wands, that an idea will come through. But this is, so yes, that almost may be the like prerequisite to this card, but then this is you planting that seed or grounding that idea into reality. So this could be a whole new like job opportunity or something. But let's see, these two are sticking out. Well, we're asking about your finances and your financial future, and we have 2 pentacles and the success card. Holy cow. And this card, this comes after the 5 of wands, which is all about having to fight, having to prove yourself, every man for himself, survival of the fittest, conflict, chaos. And then this comes in as like, maybe you didn't win the complete war, but at least you won the battle that you've been going through. So I do see an absolute steep incline in improvement of things that are going on in your financial life, to where you can start to rest a little easier. And I'm even seeing like debt consolidation or debt being paid off, and because of a new financial opportunity. So this may even be you just deciding, maybe I am gonna just apply for a part-time job and just see, what's available out there. But it feels good, and it feels like it's a good, stable income. But again, we could also, I'll get a clarifier on what this exactly is, because I'm kind of getting mixed signals. Like it could be this new opportunity, but it could be that things improve where you're at, because that timeline isn't just set in stone yet. So let's just get a clarifier on if this is new clients or steady clients coming through where she's already at, or Mardell's already at, or if this is applying for another job. Like what is this exactly? Or is it a mixture? Ooh. So this is you still being your own boss or kind of your own authority. So I still see you being able to work from home. So this most likely is you just declaring, you have the emperor, which is the king of kings, right? And then, well, some in the Bible might say God is the king of kings or whatever. But as far as the tarot goes, the emperor is the king of the kings. So you've got the king of the kings, and then you got the king of pentacles, which is Mr. Moneybags himself. I always call this the Ryan Dunn card because I call him Moneybags. And then we have, we have the 8 of cups. This is not potentially you having to walk away from your current job, but walking away from your current mindset or belief system or thoughts about the job to return. Because again, I can read this card one of 2 ways. Either you're leaving to, kind of go on that hero's journey and return to place that 9th cup, or you're just walking away and never returning. I don't see that in this case, but it's you just kind of flipping the script, rewriting the rules as far as manifestation goes, and just saying, why not me? Like, I've been here 16 years. I deserve to have my steady flow of clients. I'm not asking for above and beyond. I just want what I was already getting that's now not coming in. Let's see what could potentially or is potentially currently blocking this just flow of abundance. And now my nose is itching yet again. Good luck coming in. What is potentially currently blocking this flow of abundance toward Mardell with her finances and career? Okay, so funny enough, there may be those AI things going on with the current company. Also, this feels like certain people that work kind of not with you, but in the same pool as you, that are casting spells or doing some sort of black magic or energetically siphoning other people's clients, which we have tuned into this before. This is not news. There's that very specific masculine energy that we've already tuned into, which I know you know the name I'm thinking right now. You know who it is. Kind of just up to his same old BS, pretty much. So, call your power back through those cords, remove those cords, and then shield up to not even allow this person to anchor back in. And that will help alleviate a lot of that going on. All right, anything else for Mardell? Finances, anything currently potentially still standing in the way? Ooh. Okay. So there's also a feminine energy. But weirdly enough, this is feeling like someone who's actually disconnected from their intuition, there's a jealousy factor, a jealousy energy here. Someone that's currently working through your same company, if that makes sense. So you kind of have two, and it's not even these people specifically, it's entities working through them that are making them do certain things because they've been completely hijacked. Like their spark of spirit is very much at the back of the bus, let's put it that way, to where they're not really in control of their own actions at this point. They feel like they are and they think they are, but it's a lot of these entities that are inspiring them to, do some black magic and stuff against. And it's not just targeted at you. This is like kind of a, you and that close friend of yours that you talk to that works there, and some other people. Like this kind of like a site-wide outage as far as just they're covering everybody. It's not just directed at you. So some people that do work there, though, I think are protected because they do their cleansing, they do their clearing, and they protect their energy from kind of hooking in and bypassing or kind of redirecting their abundance from them to someone else. But then the company themselves does feel like they're not, like they don't have not the clients so much, but the workers' best interest at heart. So, but all this being said, you can take your power back and make this work for you the way you need and want it to, without whatever they're doing having to affect you in some way, is what's really coming through. Okay. So, next question. I'm going to have to go to my messenger because I can't remember how to word it. You sent your questions earlier, so let's see. All right. Okay, so it was something about, okay, so what is it that's creating this kind of obsessive energy between this person and you? All right, let's just see what is it that is creating this, for lack of a better word, obsessive energy between this person and you. Ooh, yeah, there's the past life connection, or like this is not the first rodeo, generationally speaking. No, you're not late. I just started the live stream early today because I have to drop Wrigley off at a friend's house at 12:30, and I didn't want to like be cutting it real close, so I started about a half hour early today. Yeah. So, and it was very last minute because I didn't realize until about hour 45 minutes before the live stream that this was going to be a thing today. He's going to go play at his friend's house, but I need to drop him off at 12:30. So, and that's smack dab in the middle of our live stream normally. So I started a little early so we have some time to play with. But if I have so many donations come in that I have to leave or end the live stream, take him to his friend's 5 minutes away, less than 5 minutes away, really 5 minutes there and back probably. And then come home and start a new live stream. Like I can totally do that if we have so many donations and I need to accommodate them. Like my afternoon, at least until I have to pick Boston up from school, is pretty open. So we're good. All right. Okay, look. Yeah, this is very much rooted in a slow and steady energy here. And there definitely is like a physical, even though you've never met this person in real life, you've only met them online. Mardell, this is a very physical courting or energy that becomes physical between you. Not to mean that you have to meet this person or anything like that, but just the energy that's already at play is affecting you in a physical way. And the source of this, is this coming from this person? There it is. Yes. But weirdly enough, There is kind of this jealousy with a feminine person in this person's life, if that makes sense. So, um, pretty much everything you are intuitively picking up about it, you're right. You're right on it. So, don't doubt that intuition with this person. Let's just see any advice as for moving forward. Oh, interesting. So yeah, your financial stuff is also tied to this. So clearing those cords, like you and I talked about earlier with this person, earlier as in before the live stream today when we were on the phone. So clearing these cords with this person will not mean that you have to cut this person out of your life. It just means that it's like when you buy a house, you still clean and cleanse and, declutter and maintain the house. You don't just say, well, I've arrived and just put your feet up and that's that. No, you're still maintaining the house. You're still cleaning and cleansing the house. So think of all of your connections and even your connection with yourself as the same thing. You're constantly leveling up. You're maybe remodeling over here. You're dusting over there. You're washing the windows over there. Same thing energetically with the people we want to keep in our lives, but maybe clear some toxicity between us. Like think of times where you have company over or it's the holidays and like especially like Christmas time and there's all this extra stuff because you just open presents and it's like now I got to declutter and put all this stuff away. It's like we do the same or should be doing the same in all of our relationships and connections. The ones we want to like completely put in the bin and kick to the curb, for sure we want to do it in those cases, but also the ones that we just want to maintain things being good and in working order. Maintenance, just cleansing and clearing those cords between people you want to keep in your life is just considered spiritual maintenance. So doing that will help bring in opportunity because there is this element of jealousy from, and this, I'm getting there are two other women online that this person talks to or kind of has this connection with, but yours is the stronger of the three. And then of course this person has their wife or whatever. So there is this jealousy, which, to each their own. And obviously that's valid that this person might be jealous. Even though there's no real ill intent or cheating intent on this person's, intentions, but the jealousy can still be there. So this jealousy from the female in his life is what feels like could potentially be also kind of at work as part of that Queen of Cups energy that we got in your previous reading about finances and work stuff, that you just clearing these cords between you and this person, you and his wife or anyone associated with him that may be jealous of the connection he has with you, will help your work stuff increase or the opportunities come flowing in ways that they weren't before. So anything, as far as advice moving forward in this connection, next steps or moving forward in this connection for Mardell. Okay. Yeah. So just kind of, maintain and do the maintenance of the relationship. But yeah, I don't see that this person has to leave your life or them leave your life or anything like that. It's just spiritual hygiene, basically. But there may be, weirdly enough, a potential to meet this person in person sometime. But this feels like after certain life circumstances have taken place, like a big major life change in this person's life. Could be a divorce, could be a death in the family, something like that. After that happens, that almost is kind of like a release or like a green light for this person to, have more connection to you, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Anything else Mardell needs to know about this connection? Especially the ways it's benefiting. Okay. Well, there's your past life card. The ways it is benefiting is it does give you something to look forward to. But also there's still unfinished business between the two of you from past life. So everything that you were talking about earlier is exactly what's happening in the reading here energetically. And when you were saying it, if you could have saw me when I was on the phone walking circles in my kitchen, I'm just nodding along to what you're saying. Like, yeah, you're right. I feel it too. So, yeah. So I don't see that the connection between you is done or finished by a long shot. There's still, even if it's just a continued, friendship online or whatever, that's fine. Yeah, a lot of communication, especially instigated or initiated by him on his end, initiating, even if it's, a funny video or a meme or something he's sending you. That's like kind of his way of connecting or communicating, if that makes sense. All right, just final guidance, advice. Let me put these back. sometimes these cards want to come out again, and that's like reaffirming, really validating whatever came out earlier. Closing statements, advice, guidance, final thoughts on this situation for Mardell, anything she needs to know about it. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so big happy family, tower moment, and then finding your tribe or community. So it does feel again like there's some personal family stuff going on, at least especially this last week or so, that have kind of had him pull his energy back from people maybe he talks to online. I do see he gets a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment and satisfaction, just like mental stimulation, by talking to certain people online or having communication with people online, because it does feel like weirdly enough in his personal life he can get lonely. He doesn't have like a lot of close friends like that he goes out to coffee with or dinner with or concerts with or whatever. Like it feels very much like a lot of his bulk of communication may be online. And I'm also seeing like potentially he's on the autism spectrum, that yeah, he likes to connect with people, but like a lot of times when it comes to in-person stuff, he'd rather just kind of be kind of with the wallflower listening or observing the situation, or just really hyper focused on what he wants to talk about or do or create or react or whatever the case may be. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some sort of tower moment in his personal life, or there currently already is, that will lead to him really leaning into these online communities or connections even more than he has been in the past. So yeah, pretty much everything that you were thinking and said is really coming through here. All right, so that was from Mardell. All right, anything else? I think we are. Oh, my cursor's doing that thing where it's glitching out. And it's not that the computer is doing this. It's my energy reacting with the energy of all that's going on right now. Yeah, my cursor's completely froze up. So I'm to check my email over on my phone. I don't think we have any other donations though. So this may be the end of the road for us today. All right. Well, I'm glad I was able to be here and accommodate everybody. Oh, Linda's going to donate for a 1 card. All right. Well, we'll stay. We'll be here. Let's take a quick drink of water and let Linda get that donation in, and we'll get right in on your question there, Linda. And how about while we do that, we do Brianna's reading. Hopefully Brianna's still here. We'll do her 1 card pull. I had to go the right deck that we used. Okay. We're using the Animal Apothecary. I think this is a fun one. I like these cards. All right, anything Brianna needs to know right now? Hopefully she's still here. Anything else at all? Ooh, surrender to receive. That is the hardest thing, is just being in that divine feminine receptive energy in a world that is not designed for that to be the case. And we have the number 2. So one of the best ways you can practice receiving from people, from the universe, Brianna, is through your one-on-one connections, and more to the point, more specifically, any romantic connection that you're in. You can really lean into this divine feminine role in this connection specifically, because you're in one connection in that regard, that will allow you in ways that you were never able to before, even in past romantic connections, receive the love, the care, the provision that this person has for you. And that also opens you up to be in your receptive divine feminine energy to the greater reality, the greater abundance that's available in the greater reality of life. So yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. And now my nose is itching again. So there's a lot of like, weirdly enough though, I know my friend Jessa, Solar Siren 209 on here, she once told me your sense of direction is like, there's like magnetism or magnetic energy or something in your nose. And hopefully she'd be here. Hopefully she'd be here to let us know what that was, because I can't remember the whole, and this was years ago she told me this. But yeah, but weirdly enough, when there's a lot of like solar geomagnetic energy going on, my nose it just feels tingly. Like the tip of my nose feels tingly, and then I just want to touch it, itch it. It makes the whole thing just kind of itch. But I've always attributed like itchy noses to like good luck coming in. Now my nose is all red. I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because I'm just sitting here touching my face. All right. Yeah, and sometimes like if someone's good at something, they have a nose for that. or something like being able to like sniff out a lie. There's something about like a lie detector with maybe a potential for Brianna and anyone else listening, um, for your lie detector to just be on point right now with these heightened geomagnetic frequencies and energies that are going on. Oh my God, I'm looking for a place to host my women's circle. Oh my. Well, interestingly enough, there may be some just you being open to receive from the divine masculine in your life, or even just the divine masculine people that may be having these places for rent or what have you, being open to the provision of that will allow you to find a place for this women's circle. That's really cool. I love that. So cool. All right, Linda, feeling a lot of stress over various things, wondering how things will play out for me through the end of the year. Am I stressing needlessly? I'm already hearing yes, but. So let's see what this but is all about for Linda. She's feeling stressed over these various things and wondering how things will play out for me through the end of the year. Am I stressing needlessly? Yes, but. All right. For Linda, what does she need to know about these stressful events? Ooh, we have those opportunities. So there's some sort of help coming in, and this one was sticking out too. To new beginning type or beginning energy, something that's not on your radar right now that is absolutely going to feel like a support or kind of like a, oh, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Some unknown information is basically what this is saying, or maybe even divine inspiration, divine guidance, a download that you're getting that will help you find a new way forward, because this is a complete new beginning here. Um, Specifically with a relationship with a masculine in your life, that you may be having some issues with. This could, I mean, younger than you, potentially, could be your son, something with your son, or him needing a new beginning as well. I know a lot of times when we do a reading for you, Linda, his energy is just so linked to yours. Even when you guys feel like kind of coming up, butting heads, or you wish he would listen to you more, like your energy is just very much, you're definitely soulmates. Like, let's just put that out there. So if there's any stress or worry of anything associated specifically with him or his actions or just his future, his way forward, needless stress. Like, he will figure things out in his time. Of course, as moms, we just want to make sure our baby is okay, right? But he's going to figure that out. But if this is more extended family stuff that you're dealing with stress wise, let's just see what that is, because I'm seeing a bit of that going on too. Covenant, sacred contract. Okay. So there may be certain contracts, soul contracts, or things that you used to do or put up with in the past with these certain people that you're dealing with, that you're just not here for it anymore. Or you're just saying, I've kind of just reached the end of the road with this. I'm going to let someone else handle it or take over, because it's not for me anymore. So you may be kind of passing the torch or the baton to someone else, or finding a new way, burning those old contracts, either literally or figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, and finding a new way forward, because they're just not serving you. They may be serving the other person, but they're not serving you. So finding a new way to support this person or love this person or help this person, without you having to literally self-sacrifice your happiness, your stress levels to appease the group or the person, or the group and the person, if that makes sense. So what I'm hearing is it's coming out more like a win-win situation here. All right. Anything else Linda needs to know about this? Oh, let's go to the answer simple. Yeah, I just saw like a person on a deserted island, like sending up smoke signals, like help, could use a little help around here. And like the universe is like answering that call. And then we have spread the light, the number 59. So that adds up to what, 14, which adds up to a 5. So there's this energy of 5 at play right now, which is about shake up, wake up, break up, make up, but a new way forward. And it's very creative, maybe some brainstorming you're doing between you and this very small group of family or other people. But there's a new way forward, and you standing up for yourself in certain ways, or just saying, hey, I'm tired, I'm broken, I can't keep doing this, whatever the case may be. Just you being honest with yourself and then others is going to allow them to give you some grace. And then we have on the back, let go and flow. And we have the number 27, which adds up to a 9. So there's an ending. But every ending comes with a new beginning. Yet again, the end of the storm comes the rainbow, as we see in the back here. But that rainbow is this signal of a new beginning. And this is about you just kind of letting go of the situation, or kind of stepping back, energetically speaking, still maybe being a support for this person, but not being the one having to do all the dotting of the i's and crossing of the t's. Again, kind of going back to that contract energy of you being a support, but not being the foundation of this person's support system, if that makes sense. Um, because you've put so much time, blood, sweat, tears, energy, love into so many different people in your life, and now it's time for you to pour a lot of that into you, for your happiness, your abundance, your health, your projects, your whatever. Closing arguments, closing statements. Let's see, anything else Linda needs to know. Well, the sun just fell into my lap off the bottom of the deck. I'm going to still pull one more, but could we ask for anything better? And literally the sun, the sun, things are going to be looking bright for your son, your child. You can't get any more clear of an answer than that. Resonates about sun and other male. There we go. All right. So we know things are really going to resolve and be just fine with the sun. They may not all go exactly the way you were hoping or expecting them to go, but at the end of whatever current dilemma and energy that's wrapped up with this, you're gonna feel a peace about it, peaceful about the outcome of that. Now, as far as this other male in your life, let's just see kind of the outcome resolution of that the rest of this year for you, Linda, because I'm feeling a lot of burden is lifted and more peace. Okay. So even if this person is older than you, they are giving very childlike energy, this other male that you're dealing with. But I'm seeing here creative solutions coming in to help support. So it's not like you're completely hands off, stepping back completely from this person, but you being kind of the driving force between having to make everything happen and, be the problem solver, figure things out. This is you just still saying, hey, I'm here, I love you, what do you need, but not having to be the driving force between figuring it all out. There's someone else stepping in that is going to be a bigger role, that you don't have to be that huge guiding light for this person to move forward. And this is you putting some boundaries up that maybe has been needed for a while, because it shouldn't have to be only your responsibility. So all that burden, all that heavy lifting you've been doing with this person, not to say again that you're completely hands off or that you're stepping away forever or completely, but there's a balancing and a lightening of that load, that someone else is going to take on some of that burden that doesn't deserve to be your burden to bear anymore, if that makes sense. So, and again, you're feeling peaceful about the outcome of this burden that's felt like it's just this heaviness for you in the stress of the situation. Yeah, lots of conflict and like, well, what's the best way forward? There's that 5 energy that we had in that spread the light card, that 14 that added up to a 5. Or whatever the number was, it added up to 14, added up to 5. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I do see, again, things may feel kind of rocky as you go through this, but just keep knowing, 59, there it was. Just know that yes, it may feel stressful, but like for you to needlessly worry about the outcome, yes, but it may feel stressful and there may be some real, brain power you're using to come up with some solutions here. But in the end, if you could see the outcome already played out and know that you have won, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like, oh, I've won and I've defeated them. No, it's like a win-win situation that we got with that sacred contracts card. Win-win situation. If you could know that, okay, a win-win situation will be the outcome with my son and this other male, then you could just, yes, you're still rolling up your sleeves and getting to work about it. But the stress, it's like the pressure valve. I'm seeing like someone pushing the pressure valve of a tire and then the tire just deflating, but like in a good way. Like, okay, I don't need to carry all this. I will figure out, I'll know what I need to know when I need to know it. I'll be able to figure out the next steps and we'll come to this creative solution. And there's someone else coming to step in somehow to kind of help balance that out, to kind of brainstorm with you for a solution, especially with this other male. But it's more for your son, for you just to kind of step back and hold space, as far as being that loving light and force in his life, but without being the one to like, rescue him or be his mom, as, we're mothers to our little boys, but it's more we're like that moral support as we become mothers to older boys. Where we're not like fixing things for them or making their phone calls and making their doctor's appointments like, maybe we would have done before. We're more as a support of, you're going through this hard thing, well, let me be here for you, let me cook you a good meal, let me tell you how amazing you are. You're really supportive in those other motherly ways, as my son comes into the live stream here. So there's always a message in these things. Hi, love. Well, you making some tea? Yeah. You might want to rinse that out real good because it's been in here for a day or two. That's your favorite cup, isn't it? Yeah. Grandma Mardell was on here. Oh, she says that work reading makes so much sense. Oh, Ruth's in here. Come say hi, Scooter. Baby Ruth. Come here, Ruth. There's my Rufus. Oh, I love her. She's got a great mustache. Bye, Goot. All right. Yeah, definitely taking a step back with my son and his responsibilities. Oh, Ruth is so cute. Yeah, we call her Ruth, Scoot, Scooter, Scootus, Poopus, Goofus, Rufus. I already said that one. Gooter. I don't know. We have so many random weird nicknames for her. And then Arthur, we call him Peanut, Peanut Pie, Pup Pup, Guinea Pig, Skinny Pig, Mini Pig. We're weird. I don't know. I love it though. I love just giving a dog a name like Ruth or Arthur, and then just seeing what random weirdness you can come up with as nicknames. And funny enough, they know all their nicknames too. If I say Goot or Rufus or Scooter, Ruth knows I'm talking to her. If I say Peanut or Pie or Baby Boy, Arthur knows I'm talking to him. And now there must be someone walking up the path, so they're letting us know. We have our own home security system in the form of our dogs. Best security system for the money. You just have to feed it twice a day, let it go outside. We'll take care of the property for you and bring in a lot of mud. Although the mud situation has increased to something, or decreased, I should say, to something more manageable because my husband went and got straw to lay all around. Oh, my cat is Stubbs, and we call him Monster or Minster. Mister. Oh, cute. Yeah, my husband had a cat named Mr. Kitty. His name was Hitler because he had he was mostly a black cat, but had white on him as well. And then his whole face was white, except he had just this tiny little patch of black just right here. And there used to be this website called catsthatlooklikehitler.com. I don't know if it's still there. But back in 2004, 2005, I uploaded a picture of Mr. Kitty, Hitler. And he was the top spot for 4 or 5 years. I call Maddie shithead. She knows she's up to no good. Gives me that look. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, that's cute. I'm going to just see if that website even exists anymore. Cats? Not carts. Cats that look like... Oh, it's autofilling, so I think it still exists. It's been years since I even... My father-in-law would go on there every day and vote for Mr. Kitty. Back in the day. We're talking 2004, 2005, 2006, back in that time. Well, for some reason, it came up as an option here, but it's not... I can't go to it. I think my internet's maybe messing up. I don't know. It's 11:44. And my nose, it's just so itchy, and it's it's not itchy so much as it's buzzing or vibrating that I keep touching my nose the last couple, probably the last week, if I'm really being honest. It's just constantly buzz, buzz, buzz. Like a bee over here. All right, let's see if I can go to Yandex and find it that way. Cats that look like Hitler.com. I hope I spelled all that right. How random. It just must be my internet. I can't, but my phone has been glitching out. My computer's been glitching out. Just me being in the presence of an electronic is glitching things out right now. Yeah. 2 of my light bulbs went out, which some of these light bulbs are supposed to be basically forever bulbs. And I'm trying to actually go back to I think they're called incandescent bulbs, but they're a healthy light bulb. Especially because I have all these like grow lights in my house. Like I want them to be not detrimental to me or my plants, or my family or my dogs. But I don't know. Cats that look like Hitler.com. Maybe you guys can get it to pull up, but it's not even giving me like a 404 like website not found or anything. It's just not coming up. Let me just try one more time. But I don't. No, look. I can't even like click to like make an inquiry here. I don't know. See, I looked up phenotype earlier and I'm trying to let's close that. Oh, that's my color season. Those are the colors that look the best on me. Recent website areas I was at. Okay, let's just see. Cats. That's not how you spell cats. See, when the magnetism gets the way it is, like it won't register my left thumb a lot of times when I am trying to text something. Cats, not carts. Why does it keep putting a T? Cats. That look like Hitler. Okay, see if it'll come up. Oh, it came up. Oh, okay, okay. It still exists, and look, it's such an old school website. And no, none of those is Mr. Kitty, but he looked a lot like this one right here. He had the black over the eyes and stuff with the white face and then the white mustache. Let me see if I mean, I don't even know if I could be able to find him. But his name's Hitler. I think it says submitted by Amanda or something. I don't know. Best, they call them Kittlers. Kittlers. This one's so good though, right here, that it has to be photoshopped. He even has like the side hair that comes down. A little black nose that's acting as a mustache. That's cute. Yeah, Mr. Kitty used to be ranked way up there. And we're talking back years ago. Years ago, like 20 years ago. I'm surprised this site is even still hosted by whoever it is that's hosting it. I don't even know how many cats are on here. Again, it's probably been 15 years since I've even been to this website to even know how to find him on here or if he's even still on here. I don't know. Let's not look at the latest ones because these were submitted in like 2014. Yeah, it's been years even before that I was on this website. I might have to go to the best of the Kittlers. I don't know. Best. No, I don't want to add it. I already added one years ago. And he passed away a very long time ago. Back in like 2017 or 18. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool if he was still on here, but I don't think you guys need to watch me go through all these pages to try to find him either. He used to be way up there ranking, but again, 20 years ago, not recently. Well, he's definitely not in the top 36 so far. Unless I missed him somehow, but no, I don't think I did. No, none of those are him. I remember the picture I uploaded of him. It wasn't even the best picture of him. But holy cow, this one here looks like Mr. Kitty. That's not him, but oh my gosh, it looks like him. I wish I could find him. Okay, I'll go a couple more pages back and then I'm gonna stop. That's not him either. That one's name's Gucci. That's cute. Gucci. Come on, Mr. Kitty, where are you? I could find him quicker on my Facebook, but yeah. Well, he's not even in the top 88. I'm just going back and back and back. I might have missed him somewhere along the way, but I don't think so. Who knows? It's not a big deal. He's not in the top 116, so He's back there somewhere. But anyway, I'm just wasting your guys' time at this point. All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm pretty sure I caused a power surge in our house one day. I was working on some coding and was stressed, and like saying, the power surge. Yeah, and especially when I get like flustered, like if I'm trying to make something work or I'm on a deadline and I need something to work, it's like my stress will get picked up in the computer or the laptop. Like it would happen all the time in college because I was in these animation and sound design classes and stuff, and or web design, movie stuff, video production, and I would always procrastinate to like the last 2 or 3 days, and then sometimes I'd be like, it's midnight and I have a class at 8 a.m. that I have to be at, and then my final for whatever is at 2 p.m. But I live like 30 miles from the school. It's not like I can go home and work on I didn't have a laptop back then. I just had a desktop. So I had to have it done. And like it wouldn't render or it kept glitching out. And then the more stressed I would get, the computer would literally just blue screen. Like, oh, well, that's fun. That's not what I needed. But yeah, I've been binge watching cats that press buttons to talk. Oh, I want to try this with my cat. I've seen that with dogs. I don't think I've seen a cat do that. That's so cool. I think that is so neat, and it's so on point, and like you just know they're just such intelligent creatures. I love it. So cool. All right, you guys. Well, you have the most wonderful and happy weekend you could ever have. Looks like Wrigley's birthday is the 19th, so we've got 5 more days till Wrigley's birthday. I gotta kind of square away the rest of his birthday stuff this weekend, and maybe do some self-care stuff. What else do I have going on? I want to get some decluttering done in my living room plant shelf area. I still want to get my refrigerator deep cleaned. At least I got all the stuff out of there that doesn't need to be in there, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I have some things I need to work on. But hopefully you guys have a good, productive, or restful and productive, whatever kind of weekend you need. Have the weekend you deserve kind of thing. Advanced wishes to him on his birthday. I miss his energy around the reading. Oh, I know. He did pop in here for like 2 seconds. I don't know if you saw that a bit ago. Thank you, Amanda. I love you. I love you too, Mom. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live next Woo Wednesday. We will be back here at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So see you then. All right, you guys. Peace, and I'll see you next time.